Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we're gonna talk about something really important, but yet really simple. But also, it is sometimes confusing and perhaps complex. It is something that you've probably learned before in the formative years of your school education, but due to lack of experiences in the real life, you might not understand them by the time you were learning them at school, or you might already forget them at the course of life. These things is really the basis of society and the way society is organized. You see, most of the things we learn at school, we only understand them by the level of our experiences. And how much experience have we got when we were in school? Probably none. So it's really difficult, or it was really difficult to understand the thing we were learning in school without the proper experiences. That is why at the really first stage of life we need to go back at school. And that is why school only starts when you finish school. The real education starts when you finish school. Now, what is that thing that I want to talk about? It is not a fancy thing. It is just the production system of a society. You see, society is organized in two very different categories. We have the producers and we have the consumers. This means we have production and we have consumption. Now, you might be wondering that you already know this, and of course you do. I'm not here to teach you something new. You already know this. Now, why is this important for me to decide to make a video on it? You see, being interested in entrepreneurship, one of the things that I really dove upon was understanding what is the core of entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is nothing more than producing or having something, a system that enhances the production system. That means you have a system that either produce or help better produce. And this is just what entrepreneurship is. Then you ask yourself, what is the goal, or what is the objective of production? Production is aimed at serving the society. Whatever society needs, we produce to serve the needs. For instance, this particular camera that I'm using to record this video is part of a production system. The production system that leads to me having this camera was set upon to create products that society need, aka persons like me, to make videos. And even the mic I'm using to record my voices is also a part of a production system. Now, this is how everything works. No matter where you are, you either produce or you either consume. There is nothing bad about being a consumer, and I'm not here to argue about if whether you are consuming or just being a consumer is bad or not. But it is first to make you understand how society is organized, and wherever you are trying to play a game, because entrepreneurship is a really competitive game. But if you are trying to get involved in that kind of game, you first must understand in what category are you trying to get into. Because I think most of the time people like aspiring entrepreneur want to get involved into entrepreneurship with the consumer mentality. This means they want to get into entrepreneurship because they've seen people on TV or the internet being a consumer and calling themselves entrepreneur. Now, this is not bad, because real producers have so much money that they can spend on being consuming as well. And then you just seen the end result of what the producer has done for years, and then you just want to consume as he is consuming, but you don't know how much he has produced before. And that is the mistakes most of entrepreneur makes when they want to start entrepreneurship. And this is the core of the downfall of every entrepreneur. Now, the production system is not easy. It's really tough. It is not like just a play. It's a really tough competitive game. Not just competitive in the sense of marketplace, but in also spiritual level, like in yourself. To produce, you have to be really competitive person. You have to really sorry, I just have a cold, and yeah, I'm coughing sometimes, so bear with me if I disturb this kind of flow of video. But here is the thing: being a producer, you are serving, you are definitely trying to provide solutions to people's problem, and you are obsessed about them. That means you've been competitive about around yourself, and this leads to different type of things, and here is also the thing. Now, when you're producing, you might have so much left that you can spend on other type of consumption. You see entrepreneur having cars, have been about beautiful houses, but how do they get that? And now we might take a little bit journey going back to the very earlier stage of humanity or human civilization. We have all these two type of group that were nomad and the sedentary. No, we didn't even have the sedentary first. We had the nomad. The earlier human beings were just nomad. They were moving from place to places. They didn't have a very centralized society. They just were moving. Like they went to this city. There was not even city. They just went to one place, gather some food, eat, and just move around and chasing and hunter gatherer. That's what they were. And then something changed how people start living, and people start living in community because they discover one specific thing, that was agriculture, and that's what changed the way humanity start living. The agricultural revolution changed the course of human system and the human, just everything about the humanity. And when you think about it, it is really simple, but it's a really a critical phase of our history of human life. Now, at that stage, you are probably asking yourself, what has happened? What led to that? I think we don't want to discuss that here, but what is the key here is understanding that when people discover that they can produce and stay in one place, role changed. Now everybody become a producers. Like you have your own family, you produce whatever you need, and then you just satisfy your own needs as human being. But then again, something happened. Human being discovered trade and barter. They start to exchange things among themselves, and around the civilization of a human being and the complexity of human society, everything get compressed, and some people get different roles in the production system. Thereby, some people stop in producing and then participating in the production system in a very different way. I mean, some people start getting jobs instead of producing in the instead producing as their job. They start working for people producing, and that is how things start changing. And it's still some people become consumer. Those who became consumer were not people that were not working. They were working but getting paid, and then using whatever they were paid in to just consume and get whatever they want. That's why you get a job, because you cannot have your own farm to produce, so that you get paid to get whatever you need, because you don't eat the money. You need the money to buy what you would have produced yourself. That is why we all have job. Now you have a job to buy the thing that you would have produced. That is how everything changed. Now the way society live might change, but the core principle of it remain the same. We all have the same basic need, and we want to try to satisfy those, and that's what we are always after, like even from the job or creating a business. Now when we talk about all these things, it's really fancy, it's beautiful to understand and learn about, but what is the key here? The key to understand is first knowing that when society divided the roles between a group of people, like people becoming producers and others becoming the consumer, it truly changed the dynamic of how society is organized, and that changed people who became entrepreneur, and also changed people who became normal human beings. I mean, just this average human being. Now, that doesn't mean the people that are average human beings are not important in society. Of course, there are entrepreneurs producing to serve those people, and those people participate also in the production system. But also, what's happened is they don't have much leverage of the time as entrepreneurs have. Entrepreneurs are the real control of the time, but also they put in more time as well at times. So I mean, I'm already sorry about this, but you know, entrepreneurs have some sort of leverage about the time, and they can definitely leverage the time in a very different category of ways. They produce things that they don't need to, replicate the time upon before selling. And this is really critical in understanding whatever production system you are getting involved in as an entrepreneur. And when you understand that, it changes the course of how you do business, because business is not about what you're passionate just about, but it's about what people want and how you can produce that as solutions for them. And by giving them that solution, you get rewarded for it. They pay you money for that, and they pay you handsomely as well for that. Now, what is the modern production system? There is a video coming up on that to explain how we can understand the modern system of production, what are the factors of production, and how we can take advantage of the new production tools to become a better producers, and not just better producers, to become a profitable producers. And if you are interested on that, just comment below something that you're interested in, and I'm gonna upload that video very soon. And ladies and gentlemen, that was about the very specific categorization of society, and how you understand that, and how you can try to see where you want to get involved to in the category of society, and how you can leverage the new technology available to enhance either your consumption or your production. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Kobe, and sorry for the coughing, sorry for all that. I'm ill, but I decide to make this video however I feel. So that was it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. God bless you. Peace and love.